So, ladies and gentlemen, it's Danny D from Dubai's Calling, and today we have an exciting episode because I'm with a special guest, and we're going to talk about moving countries. We're going to dive into the whole real estate market, and I have a special guest, Mr. Davy Rose.
Thank you very much for
Thanks for
having me,
being with
Danny.
us today. So, Davy, let's dive right into it. So,
Yeah,
tell us, how did you get into the whole real estate biz in Dubai?
Well, so it all really started from when COVID hit, right? So I was working actually as an electrician, all right? And then when COVID hit, me and my partner, who I was working with at the time, our company sort of fell through. So once the lockdown hit in the UK, I was just looking around, seeing what other opportunities there were out there. And I just come across the real estate opportunity in Dubai.
Okay.
I applied online, didn't really expect a response. And I got an email back a couple of weeks later saying that we'd like to take a Zoom interview with you. So I'd done the interview. And then within 3 months, I was here in Dubai.
Oh, that sounds like you found the pot of gold, and that was your
Literally.
calling during COVID. Blessing in disguise, right?
Literally, that's what it was. And it was the best move I've ever done.
So tell me about the move. Like, was it a big deal? I mean, I'm sure it was, but like packing up from the UK, coming to Dubai, risking it all.
Yeah, literally. Like one of the things that have stuck with me ever since I moved was a lot of friends and family. They wasn't being rude, but they were saying, "Oh, we'll expect to see you back in 6 months," and stuff like this. And it was sort of
Has it been 6 months?
It's been a lot longer than 6 months,
There you
yeah. And it was just motivation for me to sort of make sure that I succeed, because I didn't have any family out here. You know, if I was to fail, there was nothing for me to fall back on. You know, so as soon as I moved here, I had to make it work. You know, if it didn't work, that was it. I would have had to pack my bags up and go back to the UK, and there was nothing there for me. So the minute I touched down in Dubai, it was all or nothing for me.
All or nothing. So you came in here, risked it all, and here you are. And how long you been here?
I've been in Dubai coming up 3 years now.
3 years, and they gave you 6 months.
They gave me 6
proved
months.
them all wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're here. You've been here for 3 years, and you jumped right in. And do you have any advice for people out there who are actually contemplating taking the jump to Dubai?
Yeah, I mean, what really sort of motivated me in terms of real estate was the commission-based only. Now, ever since I was a child, it was all about sort of trying to make as much money as possible. You know, I was quite money-driven growing up. So obviously, the jump from the UK to Dubai, basing it solely on the fact that my performance is going to be my income, was a bit of a scare for me, you know. But it was at the same time motivation. So yeah, it was like my determination to make sure that I did well and I was making money. Otherwise, if I didn't make money and I didn't do well, I knew that there was no average or basic salary coming in at the end of the month. It was all performance-based, you know, and the industry that we're in is a performance-based industry. You either do really well or you don't.
Yeah.
So the one thing that I would say to people who want to come over and tackle the real estate market in Dubai is you need to have that self-discipline, because it's very easy to get pulled into the Dubai lifestyle.
True.
You know, and people want to go out partying, brunches. Yeah. I mean, that's all well and good. If you want to do that, I'm not saying don't do that. But at the same time, just remember why you're here. And, you know, I've always said since the day I got here, your network is your net worth in real estate.
Yes.
You know, you can only build up your network after being in the industry for a while.
Yeah.
And then over time, the job sort of does itself for you, you know, but you need to hit the ground running for the first 6 months to a year when you come into this industry.
So how big of a culture shock was it when you came into Dubai and you started the whole work experience here? Like, how different was it?
Oh, it was completely different. You know, living in the UK where the weather's up and down constantly, it's cold, it's wet, it's raining. Moving here, straight away, the first thing that hits you was the heat.
The heat.
So I actually moved out here with my wife, and the first week that we was here, we treated it sort of like a holiday. So we was going out.
Because you guys were basically tourists back then, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
so, you know, the first week we was here, we sort of done a little bit of sightseeing, had a look around. And one of the key things that we done was we went on the desert safari.
What month was this?
August.
August. That's a bad idea, ladies and gentlemen. Don't make the same mistake Davey did.
Oh, it gets better. So we decided that because it was her birthday, that we'd spend the night in the desert. And when we got there, we was the only people there spending the night, which we thought, oh, it's great, you know.
You thought you guys had the perfect idea. You guys were the only one.
Exactly.
There's a reason why you guys were the only one.
Yeah, literally, because there wasn't a single point during the night where we both got sleep. We were sweating through it. It was 45 degrees in the middle of the desert. And to top it all off, we were supposed to get picked up at 8:30 in the morning, and the actual car to come and get us broke down. So we didn't get picked up until 10:30. But yeah, that was probably one of the biggest culture shocks was the weather. the weather was big. But on the positives, you know, the crime rate here is so much less than the UK, if anything at all.
Not only the UK, it's like one of the safest cities in the world.
Exactly.
So there you go, Dubai, safest
Exactly.
city.
You know, I mean, I can, if I wanted to, I could walk out my house and leave the front door open, and I could probably come back and someone come and clean my house for me.
Yeah.
You know, like that's the sort of culture that we live in, and
Yeah, I still
everyone's
leave a key under my mat for my housemate.
yeah, you know. But everyone's nice, everyone's loving and friendly. You know, I'd highly recommend not worrying about moving here if you're worried about culture change, because it's all benefits.
Right, so that only not only goes for the UK, because we were trying to talk about your move from the UK to Dubai, but that goes for everybody around the world. Like job opportunities here, everybody wants to be a real estate agent.
Yep.
Like come in, put in the hard work, and man, your life is set. You can actually live that Dubai lifestyle that
Exactly.
everybody dreams about.
And the best thing about it in real estate is that you don't necessarily need any qualifications or any sales experience. You know, you just need to have that mentality and that determination in order to be successful. That's all you need.
Okay, I'm pretty sure the next question everybody's thinking about is where do you work and are you hiring?
Well, I work at Range International Properties. And yes, we are hiring. At the minute, we are trying to transform the company for the secondary market aspect of the real estate market.
Okay.
So we primarily focus on off-plan until very recently, when I got appointed as head of secondary market sales to build a secondary market team.
That was my next question, because like most of the real estate companies, they only focus on off-plan and off-plan and off-plan and payment plans.
Yep.
So that's refreshing to hear.
Yeah, I mean, they're missing out on half the market, you know. I mean, off-plan's good, but it's only off-plan for a limited amount of time, because then that off-plan property is then a ready property, and then it automatically transfers into a secondary market property, which is what we're going to try and tackle. Well, we're not going to try, this is what we are going to tackle.
Okay, so I'm definitely sending you my CV. And let's talk about like if I do actually come into the whole real estate game and become an agent, like what kind of money am I looking at?
So in the first 6 months of my real estate career, I wasn't earning big money, you know. I went into a team within my previous company that I was working alongside other agents who have got a lot more experience than me.
All right.
And the further you dive into the real estate market, you will tend to leave the lower price ticket properties. And that was my target when I started, because as I said previously, I had that motivation to want to perform.
Yeah.
So I used the properties that people were discarding to my advantage.
You took advantage of the small
I took
fish.
advantage of the crumbs when everyone was tackling the big loaf,
Yeah.
you know. So
Smart move.
that was my stepping stone. And not only was I making a small income, but my knowledge was building, you know, and I was building up my network, and I was putting my face out there so other people knew who I was. And then over time, once I was confident in what I was selling and what I was renting at the time, I then put my focus in more high-ticket options and high-ticket areas.
Yeah.
And then that's how it developed into, if I was to put it into pounds, the first 6 months I probably made about £25,000. And then last year I probably made £250,000, something like that, yeah.
But that's with tax.
No, that's the best thing about Dubai. You pay zero tax. So everything that you earn goes straight into your pocket.
Every single penny, every single fill in Dubai goes straight in your pocket.
Exactly, yeah. That's one of the benefits about moving to Dubai as well. And one of the disadvantages about working in Europe, all of the taxes you have to pay.
Yeah.
You know, within the first 18 months here, I was earning the same as doctors.
So the move must have been hard for the family, the wife and kids, and how did it affect them?
Well, when I moved out, it was just me and my wife. We didn't have kids then. But, for sure, like the lifestyle for bringing up children in Dubai is amazing. So I grew up in North London, so, you know, seeing the cultural difference between there and here, for my kids, it's going to be so much better for them, you know, and the education here is amazing.
Yep.
And also there's schools dotted around literally every 10 minutes. And it's just an all-round better lifestyle for my children. And
Definitely.
I appreciate that highly. And I want them to grow up here.
So you moved here and you started your whole family here and everything. So like what piece of advice would you give someone who's, let's say, already have a family, already has a wife and kids, and they want to transition and come into Dubai? Like, is it easy? Does the company help? Like, and how does the company help?
Yeah, sure. Well, I mean, one of the best things about Range is that we are there to help you every step of the way. So if you are planning on making that move, then we will help you find accommodation. We can help you rent a car. We pay for all of your visa, your rear expenditure, everything like that we will cover from our side. There's no upfront costs or hidden charges for you to move over. At the end of the day, you're moving your whole life over to Dubai to come and work for us.
Yep.
We don't expect you to pay anything. And we also offer training. So there's an initial training schedule set out for you if you don't have any experience. And we won't put you straight on the sales floor until you are confident within yourself that the training has helped. And yeah, we're there for you every step of the way, 24/7 help. At the end of the day, it's my job to make sure that whoever's coming to start working in range makes money. Because if they don't make money, I'm not doing my job right.
All right, so for our viewers, give us like maybe the top 5, top of your head, best piece of advice why to get up and move to Dubai.
Top 5 things. Number 1 is weather. Number 2 is a tax-free income.
There you go.
Number 3 is the potential is endless. Number 4, I would say the lifestyle and the friendships that you can build and find. And number 5, come and join Range.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, all the reasons and more why you need to get up and move to Dubai. I'd like to thank my guest, Mr. Davy Rose.
Thank you very much for having me, Danny.
Thanks for being here. And remember, your network is your net worth.